Hi there, Coach's Random Tip here today. I want to talk about running and running in the gray zone, which I call it the danger zone or zone 3 running, where it is very counterintuitive about running that we actually have to run slow to run faster. So let me dive into that a little bit and why we don't want to spend every single workout in a zone 3 and when we do, when it is beneficial. So just to start out with, I want to talk about the different zones first. So you can go by heart rate zone, you can call it an effort zone. I like to call it effort zone due to the fact if you do in intervals, your heart rate does not react fast enough. So it really go by effort. But you can go by heart rate zone if you're looking at max heart rate. The easiest way to really guesstimate is a 220 minus your age would be your max heart rate. But it is very, very different if you are, older and you're in really, really good shape. That does not apply to you. So I would always do a lactate threshold test first to truly find your own individual zones. But besides that, I don't want to dive into that yet. The different zones is zone 1 would be a really easy recovery jog. No stress at all. You're just moving. You're moving at about 50 to 60% of your max heart rate. Or again, 50 to 60% effort. Zone 2, that's about a 60 to 70% effort. It's still an easy recovery run that you can hold for a long time, but you kind of have to concentrate a little bit more on it. And, it's more of your endurance runs where you're building endurance. Then we go into the zone 3, which are very good and important workouts to build your threshold and to work your threshold, your lactate threshold higher up. To also develop the ability to run simultaneously, further and faster and pushing the lactic acid out of your body. So that is the zone 3 where we do want to do certain workouts in that threshold pace, but we find out that a lot of runners and especially beginner runners are, actually running constantly in that zone. So the problem with that is you're running too hard for an easy run and you're running too easy for a hard run. So you're getting counterproductive in what you're trying to achieve. The benefit of zone 3, to do a tempo run or a specific threshold run or even goal pace, because it would be like a 10K or a half marathon pace would be in the zone 3. So you want to practice that and you want to work in those, but you need a certain recovery form again. You can't do those every single workout you're doing and trying to go into that danger zone, because that would constantly, if you're constantly up there and not getting the recovery, go into overtraining. And so then, a lot of times injury will happen because you're constantly too fast, but again, not fast enough to have the benefits of a zone 4 or 5 workout. So the zone 4 or 5, like 4 would be 80 to 90% of your max heart rate. And those are, all out 5Ks, interval training, shorter races, boosting performance, the upper end of your tempo. That would be the zone 4. So that's where you get speed, your leg turnover. Those are really more like interval workouts. And then the zone 5s, those are increased speed, strides, finishing kick, short intervals, hill repeats, plyometrics. Then you go shortly into zone 5, which your body can only hold for up to about a minute, because that happens without oxygen in your body. So your lactate threshold sets in, so your body can't produce energy without oxygen at some point, and that's why it can only produce that much energy for about a minute in that zone. But those are super important to do the key workouts in higher intensity, like zone 4 or 5, but then also do intensity in zone 1 and 2 to recover. First of all, to be able to recover, to be able to do another key workout at a high level, meaning at good quality and not just quantity. So it's not all just about, how many miles am I running per week and trying to run those all in zone 3 as fast as you can. That is very counterproductive. You're going to get injured. There's no benefits to that. So it should be, quality runs, not so much quantity, because we would call them junk miles if you're constantly just running miles and always pushing them a little bit too hard, but not, again, hard enough to get into those beneficial zone 4 or 5s that are building, the speed, the VO2 max. So the zone 3 workouts and run workouts are important, and they should be, they're very beneficial. But again, like I said earlier, more to push the lactate threshold and to get get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's where a lot of people also have a hard time with. You gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable and pushing a pace, especially for, a goal race, half marathon, 10K, 5K, even more than you're at the top end of zone 3 going into 4. So that's important to kind of learn, how do I push that away? Also to learn, that your body learns how to get rid of that lactic acid and push your VO2 max as well as your threshold higher and higher. So those should be, of course, in your training plan, as well as the easy recovery runs, because you want to make sure your body can recover to be able to go hard again for the next workout. I hope this makes sense, and I might do a couple more topics on this, because it's a big topic that a lot of people don't know and do wrong all the time. And it's really more about, when do I do which run is very important, and where do I put it in the week so you're not overloading. All right, I hope it helped. Thanks.